Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! When you can successfully touch the hearts of every fan of Descendants and Zombies who has ever watched your videos, that is the greatest honor of my life, and it truly warms my heart to know that there is somebody out there that loves Freya, Skye, or Kylie Control with all of their heart who is watching this video. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and thank you so much for once again choosing to spend your weekend with Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, because this has become everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, and if you haven't figured out why, there is truly something for everybody in the YouTube channel archives to be found here. Character reviews, character breakdowns, analogies, predictions, movie reviews, discussions about the future of Descendants and Zombies, early predictions that have been made by yours truly, and I have never felt more honored to share with you my story about how I became a fan of Descendants and Zombies. It may have came in the form of girls knocking on my door every year on Halloween saying, "Hey, this is where Jonathan Clarke lives, guess who I am?" And then I would spend hours trying to figure out who they were dressed up as and who they felt inspired by to be as dressed up as for Halloween, and I had the time of my life because you guys pretty much thought I was a loser, thought I could create better content, and you inspired me to be a Descendants of Zombies YouTube content creator. And ever since becoming a Descendants of Zombies YouTube content creator, I have gone on to become everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube content creator of all time, because this YouTube channel takes the time to understand the audience who watches these videos every single night. Because the reality of life is there is a girl out there, no matter what the age, watching a Descendants of Zombies video every night. And I have never felt more honored to be that guy that posts the relatable content that resonates with her heart, that truly warms her heart, because they know I feel the same way about your favorite stars, especially Freya, Skye. I have dedicated the upcoming month of February 2026 to Freya, Skye fans, which means that all throughout the month of February, Freya, Skye videos will be posted and archived here for you guys. So if you're in school or you've got stuff happening in your everyday lives, you can always find new videos about Freya, Skye. When the time approaches for you to be able to watch these videos, they will forever and always be here, and that will be happening all throughout the month of February, because we've got a lot to celebrate when it comes to Freya, Skye fans. We've got predictions to make about Zombies 5. I know it's really early, and Zombies 5 might not be happening until 2028, but even if that means that Zombies 5 is not happening until 2028, all that means is I'm going to have to upload Zombies videos for the rest of my life. And then we've got Freya, Skye's EP coming out. Of course, that will drop on February 4th, 2026, and that's going to be reviewed by thousands of people, because as I believe for many years, everybody is a critic, and when it comes to reviewing things like EPs, they always want to say something critical and be a part of these conversations. But you know what outshines that every single time? It's your love and support for Freya, Skye. And that is the one thing that I've never wanted any of you to forget about, because each and every one of you saw something special in this crazy guy, whose name is Jonathan, who loves Descendants and Zombies just as much as each and every one of you. And I know that it's really rare to find somebody on YouTube who actually talks about Descendants and Zombies in full-length commentaries for up to 20 minutes per every video. But when you can actually commentate on Descendants of Zombies and tell the world how you truly feel, never being afraid to tell the world how you truly feel and let them know how you feel about people like Kylie and Freya every single night for the rest of your life, that really gives you a sense of appreciation, because you know that somebody watching your video on the other side of the world truly loves how you feel about it and understands how you feel. And that means that you can create relatable content for everybody, because not just Freya, Skye, but people love Kylie Control too with all of their heart, because they remember her representing this iconic character who went on to achieve so much rarity. Her name was Red, and she went on to become a very fearless character, a very strong one at that too, because she inspired other people to be strong just as much as she was, and she went on to achieve so much rarity because of these very unique qualities that separated her from characters like Dove Cameron's character Mel and Sophia Carson's character Evie, who would also go on to achieve so much recognition from the original trilogy. I have always been a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I remember when it initially began back on July 31st, 2015. I remember sitting at home, and I remember feeling so inspired by the story. I remember the first ever promos that were initially released on Disney Channel, because there was no Disney Plus at that time. And of course the movies would be premiering on Disney Channel on certain dates. And I remember when the date of Descendants was first released, it was July 31st, 2015. And in days before the premiere of the movie, everybody was filled to the maximum of excitement. They were so excited to have slumber parties, have the chance to hang out with their friends to celebrate the release of Descendants, because they knew that we were about to be a part of something special. And ever since I had the chance to be a part of something special, I never ever forgot what characters like Mal and Evie would go on to mean to my heart, and especially Carlos, of course, played by Cameron Boyce, because he's been one of those characters that has forever and always been missed, and he will be missed for many years to come. And I've given you my word that if anything goes down here on this YouTube channel, I will be the first guy to forever and always remember Cameron Boyce's legacy as the character Carlos, because as the son of Cruella de Vil, he really offered a lot from a character's perspective to this franchise and really brought that character to life in, I think, a way that nobody ever imagined that he would ever be able to do it. And I know that Dove Cameron will forever and always go down in history for being one of everybody's favorite Descendants characters of all time. But when you think about a character of a new generation who has represented Descendants so phenomenally, I mean, you can't argue the fact that Kylie Cantrell is one of the best. She's one of the best to ever do it when it comes to singing, dancing, and performing, because that's all she's ever known. That's all she's ever wanted to be a part of. And I think Descendants will always hold a special place in her heart because it gave her the chance to do that. It gave her the chance to really define her legacy and encourage other fans that dreams can really happen for everybody. She said, hey, you know what? If you have a dream, it can really happen for you. And that's something that I've kind of concurred with Kylie Cantrell about, and I feel very adamant about, because if there was one thing that I always wanted to relay on this YouTube channel in every video that I would have the honor to go on to record, it was that dreams could happen for everybody, no matter who they were or whatever that dream was. Perhaps many of you have a dream of joining the cheerleading team or joining the swim team or joining the football team. Maybe some of you even want to be wrestlers. Well, if you want to be wrestlers, then work out, get in shape, and try out for the team. The worst thing that can happen is that you won't make it, but you'll always have a new opportunity to make a name for yourself in whatever you feel passionate about. And many of you have felt passionate about Descendants and Zombies for many years because it shows in your drawings, it shows in your Halloween costumes, it shows in your doll collections, it shows in your Descendants and Zombies merch collection, which I know a lot of people were very critical of when the first ever Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Tour hoodies were released, but many of you have had these hoodies and you've never ever taken them off. You know, I've collected Mickey Mouse hoodies for all of my life because Mickey Mouse was one of my favorite characters, and this is a story I share with you guys pretty often. I always felt inspired by Mickey Mouse's character because he represented what every Disney character that Disney would go on to create through the years truly was meant to represent. A message of kindness, a message of hope, a message of second chance, and even a message of true love. And over the 100 characters that Disney would create over the last at least 100 years, because we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Disney. A couple of years ago, we were celebrating the 100th anniversary of Disney, and the thing that I noticed about Mickey was he was just so appreciative of every moment he got to share with each and every one of you. So, too, did every one of Walt Disney's characters, and they are being represented so phenomenally through these Descendants characters, because I think that every Descendants character has drawn inspiration from a different Disney fairy tale or a different Disney princess, because I know Disney princesses have received their fair share of criticism from critics all the time. But when you really take a look back at how much rarity these stories would go on to achieve for at least the last 50, 55 years, the thing was you can't argue the popularity of Jasmine. You could never argue the popularity of Sleeping Beauty because of their rarity and their recognition. And now these VK kids, who are being represented so phenomenally through the Descendants franchise in the eyes of the creators, have never been done so phenomenally. And I've never felt more honored to be a part of these franchises. I don't think there could have ever been a cast that could have done this as phenomenally, that could have represented this franchise as powerfully as what they did, because they believed in it so much, and they made you believers out of, the fans that you were of Descendants and Zombies, because you guys have come out on the other side of seeing this production thinking this is the most amazing thing in the world. And you know something? There has never been anything wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and that's the one thing I've often encouraged in every video that I've ever posted about Descendants and Zombies and have the honor to create. Because having the honor to create relatable content for people who love Sophia Carson or who may love Kylie Cantrell has become the greatest honor of my life, because I remember watching Kylie Cantrell when she was 12 years old on her YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel was inspired by the TV series Hello Kitty, and every day of my life I see so much Hello Kitty merchandise at Walmart and Target, and it's really, really cool seeing how much Hello Kitty resonates with so many wonderful people. So Kylie Cantrell draws inspirations from one of her all-time favorite cartoon characters and creates her own YouTube channel inspired from Hello Kitty, and it gave her the chance to have over 500,000 subscribers in less than 1 year. Who does that in less than 1 year? I have never even had the chance to have over 500,000 subscribers subscribe to this YouTube channel. Kylie Cantrell deserves all the respect in the world, and if anything, she deserves to be given a chance. And I think if we really give her a chance, we will quickly realize why millions of people have very quickly and already fallen in love with her. They remember her from shows like Gabby Dern and the Unsittables, Raven's Home, Berserk, which is a show that I know Logan Paul has taken exception to many times on his podcast called Impulsive. And you guys, if you are passionate about Kylie Cantrell, even though some celebrities take exception to what became Disney's answer to iCarly many years ago, even though the series only ran from about 2016 to 2019, the thing was, the show was so cool, and it made you believe in more things than ever before, and things you never ever thought was possible. And I think Disney was really in a generation that will forever and always be remembered for shows like Berserk, Liv and Maddie. I mean, there were so many wonderful shows that represented that generation. Girl Meets World was another one that got Sabrina Carpenter's career started. So I think that that generation will never ever be forgotten, regardless of how critics may have felt about it. And there were far more critics out there other than Logan Paul who took exception to things that Kylie Cantrell were involved in. But you know something? Having everything to do with how each and every one of you believed in them so much, they went on to become some of the most recognizable names in the history of Disney. And they will forever belong in conversations about who is the next big name from Disney to make it as a pop star. I think Freya Skye will forever be up there in conversations about who is the next major pop star from Disney. People are forever going to be buying her vinyls, going to be downloading her music off Spotify, because they're going to come out with so much love and support for her acoustic shows, her upcoming Stars Align World Tour, which is something I'm really excited about. You know, even though she's performing in small theaters that can only seat up to 3,000 people per every venue, with the 15 cities across the United States having been sold out, you can't get a ticket anywhere for this. I haven't checked online, but currently right now nobody is selling their ticket for Freya Skye they've got in their hand, because they're looking forward to being part of something special. And all 15 cities for every venue have been sold out, from the Hammerstein Ballroom to the Paramount Theater, sold out across the board. And if you haven't figured out why they are sold out across the board, it's because Freya Skye is writing such beautiful music at such a young age. And that is something of extreme rarity we see from people at such young ages who make it into this industry and really don't seem to ever make the most of opportunities they're presented with. The thing I will forever and always give Freya Skye a profound amount of credit for is how she's able to resonate with thousands of people, and how she forever and always has been able to touch each and every one of your hearts. Through her stories of Nova Bright, the character in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, to Piper on Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, she did such a phenomenal job creating relatable characters and writing relatable music that would emphatically touch each and every one of your hearts. I have to tell you guys, Freya Skye's music, I don't think there's one Freya Skye song that I don't love, that I could never relate to. And there are so many unreleased songs in the wake of Silent Treatment that have yet to be released from Freya Skye off of this EP. And by the time this EP is officially released, we're going to get a better glimpse into the life of Freya Skye and really understand her for the person that she is. And that's all she's ever wanted to be a part of. Conversations where we get to know her for the person that she is. Because like it or not, she is going to be one of the biggest stars of all time, and it has everything to do with the Freya Skye fandom. I don't know if I've ever experienced a fandom that has been this incredibly supportive of who and what they've loved. As Descendants and Zombies fans, you guys have known who and what you've loved for forever. And I don't think there is any, as a result of this, I don't think there is any room in any conversation that we could have for criticism or constructive criticism. Call it what you wish. Because these stars still have a long way to go. And really, they are figuring out their place in the world. So because they are figuring out their place in the world, the least we can do as YouTube creators is create content that you've come to know, love, and appreciate through the years. And I have never felt more honored being the creator behind the microphone, lending my voice to the Descendants of Zombies soundtrack, because you guys have allowed it. You have allowed me to lend my voice to the Descendants of Zombies soundtrack. That's one of the best ways of referring to what I've been a part of for at least the last 10 years. And as a result of that, I've become one of the most recognized voices in the history of Descendants of Zombies. And I got to tell you guys, because of what you made happen for me, how you took a loser on YouTube and turned him into one of the most recognizable voices in the history of Descendants of Zombies, I will never forget any of you because of that. And I take great pride every single time in sitting behind this microphone and just hoping I'm going to touch the heart of every fan of Descendants of Zombies, because you never know how many videos you're going to have is going to have an incredible reach, or how far your videos are going to reach out there in the Descendants of Zombies universe. Because even with how big this universe is, there is always a girl, no matter what her age, who wants to watch a really cool Freya Skye video, who wants to love Freya Skye with all of her heart. And I see nothing wrong with you guys wanting to love Freya Skye with all of your heart. If you are somebody who has never taken off your Freya Skye hoodie, I want you guys to know that I forever and always will love and support you, because you are what makes this YouTube channel so special for me. Without you guys, there is no Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. There would never be a Jonathan Clarke on YouTube channel devoted to Descendants of Zombies content, who has gone on to have the honor of creating the most relatable Descendants of Zombies content in history. There will never be another YouTube channel or YouTube content creator quite like myself. And because of you guys, and because of what you've realized and what you've created with this YouTube channel, what you've helped me create, this YouTube channel will forever and always be here to resonate with each and every one of you, to touch your heart every single time because you may have had a favorite song or a favorite character from Descendants of Zombies that you will always and forever remember for their contributions, even if it is Zed and Addison, who went on to hold a very special place in our hearts, or Mal and Evie from the original Descendants trilogy, or eventually what became Red and Chloe. Whatever your reason is for having found my channel today or spending your weekend with me on this beautiful winter's morning, thank you so much. It is a beautiful winter's morning. Every weekend I take myself up in the opportunity and the profound chance to create relatable content for everybody who may have been a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I have had so much fun doing that. Because once you win the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies, it truly becomes the greatest honor of your life to know that you've created so much relatable content that resonates with so many wonderful people. You remind them of all their favorite moments about Descendants of Zombies, the iconic elevator scene from the first Zombies movie, the very first moment they ever met in the zombie safe zone, or when Victor and Nova realized there was a vortex on its way to Seabrook to kill them all, or when they realized they loved each other more with everything in their hearts than ever before, when they met each other for the first time ever after having seen each other in a reoccurring dream. No matter what that moment is, everybody has a favorite moment from either Descendants of Zombies or from the Worlds Collide tour, because in every scream in that crowd in the Descendants of Zombies Worlds Collide tour, I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be that one reviewer, that one fan, that one critic, call me what you wish, but I think many of you have referred to me from speaking from the perspective of a fan as one of the biggest super fans in the history of Descendants of Zombies, because nobody could ever commentate or put together a commentary on Descendants of Zombies as powerfully and as effectively as what I have, because some way or somehow I've been able to go on to touch each and every one of your hearts through my opinions that I've shared with you time and time again. And to be honest with you guys, I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun creating relatable content for everybody, just hoping it was going to resonate with everybody, make them more proud than ever before to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies, to call themselves fans of these unbelievable franchises that are the first franchises in really forever that have a chance of lasting for forever. And if you are somebody who believes in forever lasting for forever, especially when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, then perhaps you should continue on believing in that. Because we still have a long way to go, and this story is far from over. And I've already recorded my second podcast in just a few mere hours this morning on a Saturday morning, because I just want to get my content out there, hoping it's going to have an incredible reach. Because each time a YouTube creator uploads his video and his thoughts on Descendants of Zombies, he or she's opinion and thoughts on Descendants of Zombies, we never know how much of a reach each video is going to have. All we have is the hope that it's going to touch your heart. And I like to believe that some way or somehow, through my stories about being a Disney fan or my stories about being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, this content has forever and always had some way, some special, very unique way of touching each and every one of your hearts, giving this YouTube channel thousands of subscribers, 100,000 plus channel views, over 104,000 views as of this morning. Truly, guys, thank you so much. I always put something new and innovative as part of my YouTube backdrop in the YouTube backdrop every day, because I try to change up this set a little bit. And I have so much fun doing it. And I've had no regrets. Having the honor to have become a part of the Descendants of Zombies community, this niche, this very supportive fandom, is one opportunity that I will never, ever forget. And I will never leave. I will never go away, because you guys have forever and always deserved someone special to be a part of this franchise, to have lent their voices to the Descendants of Zombies franchise for a very long time. And I have felt never more honored to be a part of this with each and every one of you, because you guys really allowed me to create something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies, and I can never seem to say thank you enough. So with that having been said, if you are somebody who is very passionate about people like Freya, Skye, Kylie Contrell, Ruby Rose-Turner, who you guys know, if there's one thing you know about me, is that I miss Ruby Rose-Turner with all of my heart for pretty much the better part of a year. And it's been my honor to create all this wonderful content about people like Freya and Ruby and Kylie all the time. You guys should know that I feel very passionate about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, and I have forever taken bullets against these critics when it came to your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, because all I've ever wanted is the opportunity to be a part of something so special. And you guys gave me that opportunity. So from my heart to yours, All I would simply like to say at this moment is thank you so much for allowing me to have represented you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies, because this story is never over, because it doesn't have to be. And as long as we believe in this story and we continue to relate to it and, think of it as a relatable content, something special will always and forever come of it. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to have represented you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. The story is far from over, and if you are somebody who believes this story should continue and is far from over, then I think you should find time in hitting my subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring my bell for every single time that I've ever uploaded a video here on this YouTube channel, because I would love for you to come along on this incredible journey, what's been an unforgettable journey for me, and to really join me on a journey that I've had so much fun being a part of and sharing in with each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I, of course, am everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube content creator, Jonathan Clarke, saying thank you so much for spending your weekend with me. It has been fun so far. Having said that, I will be back just after sunset tonight with one final video to share with you my thoughts on Descendants of Zombies, which is a conversation I'm forever and always looking forward to have with so many wonderful fans of these franchises who have been inspired by music, by beautiful characters, and phenomenal merchandise, which is flying off the shelves on Quality Control, Freya, Skye, and of course, the Descendants of Zombies official websites all the time. It's truly unbelievable what Descendants of Zombies has become and how it holds a very significant place in each and every one of our hearts, and a special one with that. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I, of course, am your favorite content creator when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, Jonathan Clarke. Thank you so much for having watched this video.